Okay, good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning, my students. Can you hear me?
Morning, Miss.
Yes.
Morning,
Morning,
Miss.
Miss.
Good morning, Miss.
Morning,
Yes.
Miss.
So yeah,
Bisa.
welcome to the Global Class Career Talk Show with the team of Life After University. Yeah, it's really nice to see all of you here today. So we are going to start our event in few minutes. For those who haven't renamed their Zoom name into the format shown, can you please show the format in the screen, Bu Feli? Yes. In the screen, please do rename your Zoom name soon since we are going to start the event soon. So for global class students, you can rename your Zoom name into your full name underscore your name. So I still see students with name with the format of student name underscore full name. So you have to like change it. Yeah, it's easier for me to see your name first. And also for the regular class students, you can rename your Zoom name into rec underscore full name underscore name. Okay. And also during the event, I'd like to also invite you to show your handsome and pretty faces by turning on your camera and use the provided virtual background. So I gave you the virtual background yesterday, right? So make sure to use it, yeah, to show your face and use the virtual background. And also, I know that all of you have been so excited about this event, hopefully. And may have a lot of questions to our other speakers during the talk show. So if you have questions, you can type your question in the chat box. Or if you want to ask the question directly to our speaker, you can also raise your hand during the Q&A session later. And I will let you to unmute your audio to ask the question directly to our speaker. And also at the end of this event, as have been mentioned before in the note that I shared to you yesterday, we will give several prizes, and also there will be exclusive coaching opportunities from our dear speaker to some lucky participants. So make sure to join this event until the end. Yeah. And to open our talk show event today, I'd like to invite Miss Greta Vidya Paramita as Global Class Manager to deliver an opening speech to officially open our talk show event today. To Miss Greta, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Irene. Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, good morning to our speakers. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew, Kevin, and Doni as our speakers for today. This is a very special event, and I think this is the first time we are doing this kind of career talk, everyone. I think everyone is enthusiastic to join this session. We even have regular students joining our session today. So today we're going to get some insights, okay, everyone? Hopefully you will get insights on what you will do after you graduate from BINUS. Okay, maybe some of you are still confused on whether to choose which kind of companies or what things that you need to prepare before you graduate from BINUS and so on. So this is a very privilege for us to have these speakers today. Andrew is our recent alumni from Global Class, BINUSian. Which BINUSian is Andrew from? BINUS?
I think
19.
19, okay. And Kevin is from the regular program, graduated in 2014, is it? Yeah, BINUSian 2014, and Doni is also from not from Global Class, Smart Class. It was called Smart Class. So this Smart Class is the very first version of Global Class, everyone. So it's lucky for us that we have Doni here. He will also share his experience when being as students and in the work market. Okay, so hopefully everyone can use this opportunity to ask questions, be active, and get lots of insights. It's not every day that we get this kind of experience. Okay, so good luck, everyone. Hope you enjoy the talk show today. So this is a very relaxed setting kind of talk show. So everyone is encouraged to ask questions, to be active and get lots of insights. Okay. So thank you, Bu Iren. I will give the floor to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Greta, for the opening speech. And now let's directly jump into our main event today, the Career Talk Show with the team of Life After University. So this Career Talk Show is actually conducted with the goal of providing you, the students, with some information, insight, knowledges about how your life will be after you graduate from university. And also what kind of things that you can do now as a university student to prepare yourself facing the life after graduation. And to discuss about this interesting topic, we have invited 3 amazing speakers from industries. And now I'd like to introduce each of our speakers today. So our first speaker is Kak Kevin Sinatra. Okay, Kak Kevin Sinatra, he is a BINUSian 2014. So he graduated from Computer Science BINUS University in 2014. And during his study in BINUS, he was a Duta BINUSian mentor. And he also did internship job at PT Jagat Genta Teknologi as network designer and tester. And currently he is working as senior consultant at Oracle Consulting Indonesia. So please welcome Kak Kevin. Hi, Kak Kevin.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Okay, then. So let me introduce the second speaker. Our second speaker is Kak Doni Nathaniel. Yeah. So Kak Doni Nathaniel was also a BINUSian 2014. Yeah. So he graduated from Computer Science BINUS University in 2014, and also has been mentioned by Bu Greta earlier that he is actually our great senior, yeah, because he is from the smart class, the youngest or the first version of global class, yeah. So before global class exists, it was smart class first at the time, and the same as Kak Kevin, he joined a lot of activities during his study in BINUS. He participated in student exchange to Inha University, South Korea. And he was also a Duta BINUSian mentor. And he also did internship at the US Embassy Jakarta at the time. And currently he is working as the head of business, new retail at Tokopedia, and also as a certified coach from Coaching Indonesia. Hello, Kak Doni.
Hello, Iren, and hello, BINUSian.
Hi.
It's an honor for me to be here.
Yeah, Kak Doni, thank you also for joining us today.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay, and lastly, our third speaker today is Kak Andrew William. Yeah, so Kak Andrew is actually your senior in global class, as have been mentioned also before. So he graduated from BINUS at 2019. He did his compulsory study abroad at the time to Beijing Institute of Technology, China. And after completing his CSA, he did internship in an financial services group, or we call it as Alipay usually, in China as a software engineer. And currently, he is working as senior software engineer in Ant Group Alipay Labs, Singapore. So, hello, Andrew.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Hi, nice to meet you too, Kak Andrew. Okay, so that's all our speakers today, guys. Yeah. So hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah. So in order to know our speakers today better, yeah, and since our team today is live after university, so before I jump to my first question, I would like to ask each of the speaker to please tell us a short story about your life after graduation, after you graduate from BINUS University until you finally reach the current position. Can we start from probably Kevin?
Okay, sure. Iren. So yeah, as already mentioned by Iren, I graduated from BINUS at 2014. So after that, actually, I tried to apply to Oracle actually. So Oracle is actually my first job until now. So at that time, actually Oracle hired quite a lot of consultants, both from fresh graduate and also from the experienced candidates. So I'm quite lucky to be able to join Oracle at that time because the chances is quite high at 2014. So during my first year of working in Oracle, it's actually quite a struggle because as a fresh graduate, I need to adjust to the work culture in the company itself, of course. So and also the one thing that I need to mention in Oracle is like that at the time it become my concern is the willingness to travel anytime or anywhere. So it could be like nationally in Indonesia or maybe abroad, something like that. So it depends on the work, the projects, and also the resources that needed. So yeah, we need to be ready at any time of at any point of time. So at first I was assigned to project in Jakarta, and then after only like 3 weeks, suddenly I got assigned to another project in Bandung. Fortunately, it's still in Indonesia, so I thought that probably it's a good chance for me to give it a try actually. So yeah, I just I can do that, and I just traveled to Bandung and work for like 5 to 6 months over there. So I need to go back and forth to Jakarta and Bandung for like 6 months actually. So then I think that's the turning point that allows me to get more chances compared to my peer as in Oracle to get the chances to do a work or to do a project outside of Jakarta actually. So after that, past few years, I got the chances to go to like project in Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand, and many countries in Southeast Asia. So yeah, in fact, the last 3 years before COVID hits us, I was in Malaysia for 2 different projects. So yeah, I think looking back, I think the willingness to travel at that point of time is like the turning point that giving me the chances over the years. So I got more experience in abroad projects compared to my colleagues. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kak Kevin, for the story. I actually have a lot of questions already regarding your experience. But let's continue first itu Kak Doni ya, because we would like to also listen to Kak Doni's story about his life after graduation. Kak Doni, please. The time is
All
yours.
right. Thank you, Iren. And again, hello, everyone. My name is Doni. It's nice to be here with all of you. So today, I think we are all going to share our personal stories on how we as in the alumni of BINUS like create our career to be to pursue what we are trying to achieve in life, right? So I graduated as a BINUSian 2014. Yes, I'm old. We are all here. Like especially Kevin and I mean, like time flies so fast. I still remember like the first day coming to the class, and yeah, it was in Anggrek campus at the time. Yeah. After I graduated, actually I have got the job before I graduated before. So the first company that I joined at the time is Tokopedia. Was and is Tokopedia. I'm still at Tokopedia for now. At the time, I joined as a digital marketer because the reason is I love like numbers. So digital marketing, I see that digital marketing is the future. And so I took digital marketing because I see the future and also because I love the numbers. So I'm actually thankful for BINUS actually for accommodating us, the students with student activities organization, that within 2 months, I was promoted to become like a, how can I say, de facto kind of thing of a leader. So I formed a small team, and I'm pretty sure it's contributed because of the how can I say, how the BINUS University is providing students with experiences to develop the leadership skill and management skill. So at the time, when I joined Tokopedia, it was really small. I joined as the 70th employee. Now in Tokopedia, we have more than maybe 6,000 employees. So I am like the early ones. In fact, it was still in a ruko, in a shop house back in Kebon Jeruk at that time. It was hard decision actually. No, not a hard, difficult decision because I still remember like BINUS also provided us with a premium networking day at that time, and there were so many companies coming in, like banks, big banks out there, and also FMCG companies. But then I decided to choose a small startup at the time. The journey was great. I tried to give my best in the company. I didn't pay much attention what the company could give to me, but I just focused on let's contribute more, and I want to develop myself even more. So long story short, I've climbed the ladder to become like I'm founding the data analyst team, the business intelligence team, and I was got promoted into the CEO office team as well. So we work like for a corporate strategy thing. But until 3 years ago, I saw like the opportunity because I would like to challenge myself, which is to handle business from end to end, like including like the product management as in UX UI. So I jumped into the O2O or the new retail one. So that's here I am now. I'm still handling like the O2O. So one of the product is like a Mitra Tokopedia. It's like we're helping the small shop owners like warung-warung here, in order for them to be how can I say, to be more productive, to be we are increasing their profitability pretty much like that. Thank you, Brian.
Okay, thank you, Kak Doni. I will keep my questions now, and then I will just continue to Kak Andrew. Kak Andrew, can you please tell us your story about your life after graduation?
Okay, thanks, Iren. So, from my perspective itself, it has been around 2 years, I think, since the last time I went to BINUS. So, for me, I was a BINUSian 2019. So basically, I landed on my current job well, it's such a long story actually, but I would like to make it short. So basically, during the 2015, when I joined when I start to enroll in the BINUS University, I was also a confused student, just a confused freshman who was also confused about his career path as well. But the thing is, because of this confusion as well, so I tried to take so many opportunities during that time. I tried to join several organizations, several activities, and also I even built my own startup during that time, and also do a lot of technical projects during that time. And then luckily during that time, after I score on all of these activities and also all of these events and also the organization itself, I was luckily sent to Beijing Institute of Technologies to do my own exchange periods. So during this time, during the exchange time in the Beijing itself, it was a really roller coaster period of my life. So I am an Indonesian who does not really speak Chinese, and also during that time my English was so I think personally, and I have to be sent to really outside of Indonesia where they don't really speak English very well. So during that time it was really a struggle for me, but even when I try to buy a food there, sometimes the shop owner does not even understand me at all. So it's just a really quite challenging period of my life actually. I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I cannot do this kind of things I want to buy something, but the shop owner doesn't understand me at all. How can I explain to them? But because of this, it gave me a challenge for myself. So during that time, I saw that there are also a lot of activities during that time, like meetups and also hackathons and all of those kind of things. And even though I know that I cannot speak Chinese very well during that time, I invited some of my friends to join me on the like hackathon and also the events and those kind of activities. And because of this kind of activities itself, that I can like some sort of learning the tech environment inside China itself. And because of this as well, I was embraced to another horizon where I know that in this world, it's not just like in US, maybe they have FANG or something like FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, or Google's. But in here, we also have like BAT. They call it BAT. Like during that time, it was Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent. So after I know that we have this kind of version in China, then I tried to submit my CV to one of the companies there. And luckily during that time when I really want to join my like some sort of this huge BAT companies. So yeah, luckily I got a email that's stating that you were invited for an interview. So I joined the process and happily I do the whole process well, and the HR giving me like some sort of invitations to do the work over there. And to cut the stories in short, it's such a long journey. Work into I joined the international divisions of and groups, and also eventually I was working, climbing the career ladders, and eventually right now I become the senior software engineers of Ant Financials. So yeah, that's the whole stories.
Okay, thank you for all the speakers for the story. Yeah, we can see that how successful you are right now, but it makes me becoming curious actually. So let's, before I start asking you questions regarding life after university, I want to bring all of you back to your college life. Yeah, since I'm curious, because you are all now it's considered a successful person right now. So I'm curious about what kind of BINUSian were you at that time? Were you the type of students who focuses more into your academic performance, or were you the type of students who get involved in a lot of activities, organization activities? And why did you choose to be that type of student at the time? Perhaps we can now start from Kak Doni, yeah? Please.
Okay, so you were asking what kind of BINUSian I was at that time.
Yeah.
So what are the options? Regular, extra large? Okay, so I think like what were my activities back then, right?
Did you a type of students who focuses more into your academic performance? You only study, or were you the type of students who enjoy joining a lot of organization activities? Which one did you prefer more at the time?
It's not 1 or 0, Iren, I would say. It's both. Because in the end, it's all about how we manage time and whether we want to develop ourselves or not. So back then, yeah, I mean, the first task is definitely to study, because that's where our parents paid us to do, right? So we should also fulfill their, how can I say, it's just like our responsibility to learn academically. But also, I believe that learning is beyond what is written on the paper. So it's very interesting, Iren. Actually, I was a very introvert guy. I didn't want to join any organization at the time. But Miss Greta here encouraged me to do so. However, it's it turns out to be a life-changing experience for me. So I still remember there was a one time that I cried during a meeting, and I'm not really I can't remember if Miss Greta was there or not, but like the student organization was there, because I couldn't lead any meeting at the time. Like, can you imagine? I was crying in front, not in front, but after the meeting ends, then I cried. It's a good moment. So I was that, oh, Doni used to be, how can I say, is introvert guy who cannot lead, who is a crisis in his self-image, pretty much like that, like no confidence, pessimistic kind of thing. However, in the organization, I learned that I got through my fear, which is to overcoming my fear by making the event successful, learning how to socialize, and that was actually my point of return. I see my limiting beliefs started to crumble down. Like, oh, Doni is not what I think that I used to be. Doni, you can do things. It's just your mind who is limiting you. Since then, I joined various organizations. Actually, the first one is the BINUS Square Student Committee, the SSC. I was like the founding members as well with Miss Greta at the time. And also in the second semester, I was involved in BNEC, the English Club. And I think it was on the 5th or 6th semester, I co-founded the cybersecurity community. Like, if you guys know, it's like the cyber defense thing. So if you say which one, I would say both, because life is more than just what is written. In fact, like what I shared earlier, Iran, like I think the reason why I was promoted very quickly is because like I have, how can I say, I have invested my time to learn leadership skill, management skill back in the university. So, and I also have this kind of mindset. So I think that BINUS has provided us with a safe space. I mean, if you make mistakes in the organization, like you won't get fired, right? I mean, because the company is protecting you. No, not the company. The university is protecting you. So I saw that as a how can I say, training ground for me to be to make mistakes as much as possible, and so that when I work in real work, then I get the wisdom to excel from the mistakes that I have learned from back in the university. So it's both, Iran. Life is more than just what is written on paper.
Okay, so it's both, yeah. But which one did you focuses more? I mean, you must have something that at the time you want to focus more into the activities, organization activities, or the study, academic performance.
Okay,
or
this is this is a good question, Iran. So it really depends on the situation, of course. I mean, every phases of our life, there is something that we need to prioritize. For example, if you know that our score is below, it's considered below the standard, then I think we can focus on that part. But I think if it is beyond the standard, it is better for us to nurture our other skills, because in the end, guys, if we have been graduated, what really matters is not it's how we can be unique compared to others. For example, there are many in my angkatan, there were like how many, like Miss Greta, how many does BINUS graduate each semester or year, perhaps? Is it 5,000?
Around
per batch, it's around 1,700.
Yeah, 1,500 or so.
Yeah, we need to, for example, if you're building business, it's like what made you different? Score, everyone can get score. GPA 4, everyone 4. But definitely, I mean, if the GPA is 4 and that person has more experience in any other aspect, then that person will outshine the others, definitely. Pretty much like that. So in short, it really depends on the phase of the situation of your study. So know the priority. In my case,
Yep.
in my case, I didn't catch for perfection. but being great is enough for me, then I would like to develop my other skills, because that's what make because the lack of other skills actually that made me less confident back then, like on the first semester.
Okay, Kak Doni. Okay,
Yes.
you say that you didn't catch the perfection, but actually when I see your CV, your GPA score is you were a summa cum laude, at the time, So I actually still have a lot of questions regarding this, but I will keep it first. And now I would like to know the story from Kak siapa ya? Kak Andrew deh. Kak Andrew. So what kind of students were you, Kak Andrew, when you were BINUSian at the time?
Okay. Okay, I also want to ask the options again. Like, is it?
Okay, so were you a type of students who focuses more into your academic performance, or were you a type of students who like to get involved more into the organization activities? So you think that academic performance is not your goal, it's not your focus at the time? So which one are you?
For me, myself is I also plan to balance the performance of myself as well. So during that time, I know that in order to expand on my career, I need to prepare my personal life. I can treat myself as we are in the war right now. So we're going to do a battle against the world after we graduated from BINUS University. So in this case, as a soldier as well, I need to stock up myself with several of the weapons that I can bring from the BINUS. Yeah, we can treat BINUS as a storehouse for the weapons that we're going to bring to the real world later on, to the real battles. So for me, first of the weapons that I can prepare is also my GPA score, basically. But the thing is, during that time, my GPA score I think it's only so. So I was thinking okay, this kind of weapon is enough for me, but I think I also need some secret weapon or something, like an additional things that I can bring to the real world. So in that case, I want to try to differentiate myself with other students as well. So in that case, I joined several of the university organizations during the time. But the thing is, in order to join several of these university organizations, I need to also prioritize my timing, my time management, and also my personal life, and also the university life. So eventually, I focus more on one of the organizations. During that time, it was BNCC, and I focused myself there to develop myself and improve myself in the tech organizations and also management as well. And eventually I stock up with enough weapons to differentiate myself with other people. So if you say that which kind of university students you are, I'm the person who tried to take more weapons from BINUS.
Okay, so you are the person who takes out more weapons from BINUS, either it is academically or non-academically. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Andrew. Okay then. So before I jump to the next question, I would like also to hear the story from Kak Kevin. So Kak Kevin, what kind of students were you when you were BINUSian?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same with Doni and Andrew, right? So basically, I try to find balance between my study and my activity in organization. So if you go back a bit to maybe to the early stage of my college life, which is a good thing because you already start with Doni, so Doni, you get a background from how Doni was as a student, because during my early years, especially in my freshman enrichment program, right? I got the chance to meet Doni there. So the first time I met Doni was during the freshman enrichment program. So you could imagine in a one class, there's like 60, 70 people, right? And 80% of them is a smart class student, while you are being the regular class student, right? So I came from a small town, come to Jakarta. I thought my knowledge in IT was like quite okay, not really good or not really bad, just somewhere in the middle, right? But then during a few classes that the BINUS arranged for pre-college classes, especially for IT students, I found out that I'm quite confused student actually. So because I found out that at the time I didn't even know what is pseudocode is. So right, so I get the chance at the time. I still remember right now. I asked Doni, "Hey Don, what is pseudocode?" And then kindly enough, Doni explained to me what is pseudocode and how to do it, because pseudocode is basically a natural language of writing a codes, right? So yeah, I started small there. I thought to myself, this guy is smart. I need to get a progress quickly, so at least I can be on par with this guy, something like that. So because in smart class, there's like one guy that Kennard, which is Olympic student actually in their high school. So yeah, it's really a bunch of smart students over there. So the competition is really quite fierce between them actually. The regular students only watching actually. So yeah, so from there, over the years, I try to find a good balance in my marks or in my study. So I don't really like have a target like I need to have like GPA for every time. It's not really like that, but it's more like I understand the process. I understand what I'm studying actually. So during the exam, I need to be doing great. At least I didn't like myself or something like that. So I try to get a quite good mark, but not really stressed out because I didn't get the perfect score or something, right? So and then going to the organization, I also I started probably in second or third semester. I joined BSSC as well, together with Doni and Miss Greta. So at that time, I learned quite a lot from, especially from the founding members, because there's also senior members from the BINUS that help us to build the organization from scratch. So it's quite a journey to learn from them, and it's really a good opportunity for me actually. So in there, we will learn about management, team building, teamwork with a bunch of different personality students from different background, right? And also we learn how to make events, how to planning, execute it, and how to review it for next year performance, better performance. Okay. And I also joined BINUS mentorship program, Duta BINUSian, which is, I think it complements my study as well. So because I believe the best way of learning is actually by teaching. So but when you are teaching, when you are trying to give some information for your mentee, actually you need to learn more and more about the material before you give it to them, because you try to give like the simplest explanation to them, so that in that way actually you learn more, so you understand better, so it will complement your study as well. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kak Kevin. So choosing the right friend is also important, yeah, to determine your success, yeah, choosing the right friend. Okay, so for the next question, I have a question for Kak Doni. I was quite interesting with his answer actually. Kak Doni, hello. Okay, Kak Doni, you said that previously you were a kupu-kupu student. You know what kupu-kupu is? Kuliah pulang, kuliah pulang. Yeah, you didn't join any organization, you said before. So I want to ask, what makes you finally realize that, oh, I cannot be this kind of student anymore. I have to be more active in organization. You say that it's because Miss Greta advised you, yeah, to join organization. But I believe that a lot of people already advise you about that. So what is the turning point at the time? What makes you finally like or realize, oh yeah, even though I got a good GPA score, I still have not enough weapon and to fight after I graduate later. So what makes you realize that, Kak Doni?
All right, thank you, Ren. I forgot to tell you guys that I was born in a small town in Central Java, namely Clayton, Klaten. So I have never joined any student organization because I didn't like it. It's not I didn't like, but I think I didn't know what's the benefit of joining student organization. So back then, yes, Miss Greta like guided me to join like the student organization, BSSC at the time. And the turning point is because actually I had a culture shock in Jakarta. So like, come on guys, like small town in Klaten, the culture is pretty much the same. But then when you came to Jakarta, everything like, how could I have culture shock in my own country, right? So I was, how can I say, I had difficulty in adapting at the time. So I believe, oh, I think this is something about social skill that I haven't learned before. So I saw the opportunity that by joining organization is the opportunity for me to expand my personal development. And in terms of soft skill, it's about social skill, conflict management, leadership. So it's pretty much like I see, oh, okay. So by the time we know more information, I realized that, oh, I still need to improve in this part, in this part, in this part. So it's like being open to, how can I say, being honest with ourselves to really acknowledge, oh, okay, I need to learn this one and just grab the challenge. Because I also knew at the time that BINUS has been really good in student organization, then all right, just why not, just go through it. It was difficult, like what I shared, but I nailed it. Thanks to Miss Greta and also the community as well.
Okay, thank you, Kak Doni. So now I'd like to ask Kak Andrew. Kak Andrew, I also interested with your answer about weapon, yeah? So you say that BINUS actually, it's like a weapon warehouse where you
weapon warehouse.
where you can take any weapon that you want for the war. Yeah, so yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so BINUS actually providing a lot of facilities actually for the students to improve their qualifications. We provide training, hard skill, both hard skill and soft skill. We also provide student organization, yeah, like HIMPI, UKM, and so on. So can you please like give us tips and tricks to choose which weapon we have to take or we have to choose during our study in BINUS? Because there are a lot of opportunities available for us as students, and it's impossible for us to take all of them, right? Because we don't have time, and we will not able to also maintain our academic performance if so. So yeah, how to choose the right one, the right weapon for us to take during our study in BINUS? Do you have tips and tricks for that?
Actually, if we're going to go into the battle itself, right, we also need to know who are we fighting against with. Are we like competing with the tech person, or maybe we're competing with the design, marketing, or businesses? Everybody has their own battles. So maybe like from my perspective, like if we know who is our competitors, we can decide it like what kind of weapons that we can prepare for ourselves. Like for me, I mean, like in my first year, I also confused like I'm also like a countryside boy who moved to Jakarta. Yeah, I came from Kalimantan, and then luckily I studied in Jakarta for quite a while, so I already experienced the culture shocks before the university. But I mean, like during that time, I mean, like I don't even know like how to write any single lines of codes. But the thing is, after I joined the university organizations and also like several activities, I suddenly like found my passions in tech. So during that time, a senior of mine taught me how to write several codes, several kinds of like personal projects and those kind of things. And eventually, I realized that it has become like some sort of my personal passion or something. So yeah, eventually I decided for myself that, oh, this is going to be like one of the key points that I want to focus on. Then after I know that this battle is the one that I will fought for, so eventually I can decided like which kind of weapons that I want to take, which kind of organizations, which kind of activities, like which kind of things that I can join, like maybe OKM and HMG, and also the like the ASLab or AM and those kind of activities. Yeah. So for me, to summarize the whole thing is to know your visions and where do you want to go. Yeah. Then you can find the weapons.
Okay, then. So actually, you can start from your personal interest or passion, yeah,
yes,
to choosing which weapon you want to take. Okay, thank you, Kak Andrew. And now, Kak Kevin. Yeah, Kak Kevin, I have a question for you. It's related to the expertise. Yeah. So sure. Since I know that since you start your working life, you choose to be an Oracle consultant, right?
Yeah.
So it's always the same since the beginning until now, right?
Correct.
So is it necessary for the students to determine their expertise first before starting their career life? So if they don't know what expertise they have right now, so what do they have to do to know about that?
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of students will be stressed out whenever they are like not really know exactly what they want to do at the first place, when especially when they are applying to a job, something like that, right? So it happens to me as well. I'm a bit confused where on the early stage when I was about to apply for a job. I don't know what I want to apply. That's first thing, because the specialization that I took in university was actually networking. And then if you look at now, I'm working at Oracle, which is probably, if you thought about Oracle, isn't it about database or something, right? Because that's what we thought in university. Then you will see like networking and database, it doesn't match, right? So what I want to say is like, actually in the workplace, Oracle is much more than just a database. Of course, they are famous for their database. That's actually still #1 selling database in the world, I think, right? So, but they have a lot of products, technologies, and stuff that they are storing in their storage, right? So they have like ERP systems, front end, middleware, back end, and so forth and so on, right? So when we want to apply for a job, right, we actually start from our interest first. Like we start to asking ourselves what we actually, maybe what we want to do or what we are good at. Start from the small things. So we know exactly, maybe I'm good at multimedia. So probably this kind of works will works for me or suitable for me. So we start from the options that we have regarding like a multimedia or digital or something. So from there, we get a list of options that probably will works for us. And then maybe we dig more into it. And then we go to the, what kind of experience or benefits that I will get in the work that I'm going to apply to. Then yeah, you can define from there. So you narrow down the options and then you start from there. But it's actually a long-term process to be said. It's not like you are sprinting out with your friends, like in 1 month I need to be like successful in my something like that. It's not. It's more like a marathon itself. So you just start small, start from something that you are interested into and what you are good at. From there will be a lot more options for you in case you want to try something else. Just like Doni, right? After a few years, he can try to challenge himself to another region of work, something like that. So inside the company, you actually will get the options or the opportunity in case you want to explore more. You can actually. So for me, I specialize in front-end digital UI UX things. So in case if I would like to learn about middleware or backend, actually I can ask for it. I can request to my manager, for example, hey, maybe for next project I would like to explore, or I would like to learn more about this particular technology. Yeah. So your higher ups manager can arrange that for you for your future career development. So don't need to be worried about getting the wrong job at the first place, because you still get a long way to go actually.
Yeah, so I think it's also necessary to choose company that can give you opportunity to explore yourself more. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. So it's more like during the interview process, maybe, or maybe during the background check, when you are researching about the company, you find what is the options that possibly you can get.
Yeah, I often heard that when we do interview with the company, it's not they assess us, but we also assess the company, whether the company, give the one that we are trying to find out or not in the company.
So it's like a two-way process.
Yes. Okay then. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Kak Kevin. And now let's go back again to Kak Doni. Sorry ya kakak-kakak, ini kita ganti-gantian.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, Kak Doni. You said before that it depends. I mean, if you want to determine what will be your focus during your study, it depends on the situation, right? So if and you also say that if your GPA score is higher than the standard, then you can explore more. I mean, it's not good for you to only focus into your academic performance. You have to add more added values into your CV later on, right? So can you please wrap it up? Actually, what kind of requirements are needed, to do first job application? What will be assessed more actually? Is it the academic performance, GPA score, or probably hard skill, soft skill? So which one will be assessed more into in the job application?
All right, thank you, Ren. So I'm assuming that the context is for fresh graduate, right?
Yes,
Ren?
correct.
Okay.
For the first graduate.
From my own experience, as I've been interviewing hundreds of people, I noticed that GPA matters for the first 5 seconds.
Really?
Oh, okay, this is 2, then just like a warning. I need to drill down what makes it 2. If it's 3, then okay, I need to understand. If it is 3 or above, pretty much like that, I just look through the experience, because from the real world, what the university has taught us, probably only 20% is how can I say, we can execute it in work. For example, we did learn about calculus 2. We don't use it. Okay, I might be biased because I'm moved to business side, but maybe Kevin or Andrew, are you still using calculus in what you're doing?
No, we don't, I think.
What is calculus?
Pretty much like that, So score is just for 5 seconds. The rest is what skills is needed, especially in a tech company. What matters, I mean, tech company is kind of new here, in Indonesia. So everything is about learning to new stuff, adapting to new stuff. So what I really assess is first, critical thinking. Where do you learn critical thinking? Not in the class. It's when you handle conflict in real life situation, when you are faced with decision, And there where your critical thinking is shown. Where do we learn that? In case of BINUS, then it's the organization, of course. No matter where your organization is, as long as there is a decision-making process, then we are learning about that. The critical thinking. The second one is being a good team member. Like how do I know if the people is a good team member or not? If they only have like transcript of score but no activities. Because look, actually organization is what close to the real world, because in organization you also have conflict, not conflict as in a bad way, but conflict probably like due to miscommunication, then someone like feel like, hey, I feel uncomfortable. But that's where growth is, pretty much like that. Yeah, Iren. So it's more like GPA is one thing, so the rest is more like a soft skill, because in the end it's all about learning new stuff. Like if we are not, if we don't learn to unlearn, then we cannot adapt. Interesting, then learning how to unlearn, because sometimes that we have is might be obsolete to the current world as well. So that's what I see if I interview, if I'm looking for a fresh graduate. So it's beyond the score, but it's also like what I mentioned, critical thinking, teamwork, and also mindset. You know, like mindset, I would say mindset is on the top. How do they perceive word? If the person is seeing that, oh, I'm good because because the score says so, then it will be difficult, because like I'm borrowing the term for Carol Dweck, the professor in Stanford that coined the term growth mindset. If we label ourselves with something, so we are not in charge of our life. It's like our fate is determined by kind of others, pretty much like that. So it's not about being I'm smart or not, but it's a matter of, have I put much effort to achieve what I'm trying to achieve? Because like how the neuroplasticity is also interesting finding. So when we learn, our neurons in our brains is more connected to each other. It's like, okay, today I learned about conflict management. Tomorrow I learn about self-awareness. Then until one day, when the dot is interconnected, it becomes our, how can I say, wisdom that is very beneficial wherever we are. So when people say life is all connecting the dot, yes, it is true. It's literally true, because the dot in our brain is being connected as we experience, as we are exposed to more challenges in life. Beyond the score, you guys.
Yeah. Okay, so mostly the thing that you said before, it was more into soft skill actually, that will be assessed more during the job application.
I would say it really depends on the industry that we are working, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, if we are talking about like manufacturing industry, then if your entry, then like the how to manufacture SOP kind of thing might be important. But in my case, because
in tech company,
in a tech company that really needs to adapt, to understand the market, to handle, to make decision. So that's what really matters for now.
Okay.
And also, if we are trying to reach higher position, Iren, hard skills position is even lesser from time to time. And like, have you seen CEO like doing the programming? Probably 1%. Probably 1%.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, correct.
So the higher their position, it's more about like what I said, critical thinking, conflict management, negotiation skill.
Okay, that's actually what IT students actually are lacking of, right? They often lack of, management skill, communication skill, right? So one of the way for them to learn about that is to join organization. So for all my students who haven't joined any organization yet, so I hope that it can give you insight Yeah, so organization skill is actually needed when you want to even apply for a job in a tech company. So students usually often think that, oh, because I want to work on a tech company, so hard skill is more important. Yeah, but it turns out that it's not. Yeah. Okay, then. And now, so you said before that actually soft skill matters more than the academic performance itself. So is it possible for the students who are not academically performing to be accepted in a good tech company? Do they still, I mean, is it possible for them to still have the same opportunity for those, with those a good academic performance students? Doni.
Oh, you're asking me. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who are academically not performing well, I would say it really depends on the role, Iren. So if there is no silver bullet to everything, right? I mean, there's a reason why that student is not performing well, right? Could be excellent in other skill, and that's fine. I mean, there might be a job position, right, in what that person loves so much that he spend more time there. So, but the outline is here, Iren. Hard skill can be learned.
Okay.
In the company, because in the end there will be like on the job training. But if you're talking about mindset, it's not one step and you can be good at it. Mindset is something that is nurtured from time to time. We gain wisdom, and so that we see the world in a different perspective.
Okay, so I still have a lot of questions to Don actually. Is it okay, Doni?
Sure.
Because it's getting interesting. Okay, then. So you talk about mindset. So I often heard my student story when they are doing their internship. They say to me that, Miss, I cannot do anything because the mentor never taught me how to do this, this, and this. So what do you think about this kind of, mindset? Because I heard it from a lot of students in BINUS. I cannot perform well because they don't have time to teach me how to do this. So is it the correct mindset or not?
Okay. The first one, there is no silver bullet. I don't know which company, so I cannot judge. However, I would like to share with you guys about Stephen Covey's theory about the circle of influence and circle of concern. This view actually changed my life on how I navigate my life. So Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Productive Person. In the first habit, he mentioned that if we focus on things that we can change, we can really bring influence at least to ourselves. So the two circles are circle of influence and circle of concern. What are circle of influence? Circle of influence are things that we can do about. For example, Jakarta has a severe traffic jam, and you're always late. The case is I'm late to work, right? There are two things that I can do. The circle of influence would be, okay, I come up to the work earlier so that I can avoid traffic jam. Or the second, or could be like, probably like depends on the company. If it's flexible enough, then could be a bit later, but definitely still need to comply with the regulations of the company, right? So it's like adjusting, understanding what I can do with that. What is the circle of concern? Circle of concern is something that is just limited to our concern because we cannot do anything. In the traffic jam case, it's like complaining, oh, can I make the Jakarta like less people? No, you cannot. You cannot do that. Or can I remove the ganjil genap rules? No, we cannot do that as well. But however, we can understand like, oh, this one part I can change. For the case that you mentioned, Iren. So I think, again, we cannot really judge the company. That could happen. But at least for the student, at least what can we learn there? If the person say he or she is busy, then ask where you open this position from the first place, right? Or at least book the time. it happens in my in where I used to work. So there is always, so I see fresh graduate. They always see some the non-performing one. It says like this: hey, my leader is always busy. I know the situation. Everyone is always busy, but definitely we as the employee, we can book the time for that person, because in the end it's about deal like the appointment, like, hey, when are you going to teach me? So it's a matter of how things that we can do. And secondly, we can choose whom to learn for. It's not always the mentor who recruited you, but it could be someone else, could be your other peers, right? So it's like stepping back, understand which circle of influence that you can do. Because if we rely on the circle of concern, in this case, oh, my mentor is busy, well, it will always be like that. So it's more like every time that we have obstacle, reflect on things what we can do. Pretty much like that. Thank you, Ren.
Okay, thank you. So instead of blaming others, blaming the companies of not giving the thing that you want, so you can do reflect. Yeah, you can reflect yourself and do what you can do. Yeah, you can learn from others. You can also learn by yourself. You can also ask, because you are a student right now, so you can also ask the lecturer. You can also ask me whether I can help you to solve your issue, your problem. Okay, thank you, Doni. And now I would like to ask questions regarding startup and big company. It's actually a question that often asked by my students to me. Yeah, so they usually, when they graduated from BINUS University, they usually have a confusion which kind of company they want to apply. Is it to big company or to a startup company? Yeah. So people say that if you apply to startup company, you will be able to get high salary. They say that's the benefits of applying to a startup company. But usually a big company will provide you more stability. So I know that Andrew, yeah. So before you joined the Alipay, you were a software engineer in a startup company, ByteForce ID, as I remember. Is it correct,
Yeah.
Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you please give us insight? Why did you choose to be in a startup company instead of a big company like Alipay? Actually, yeah.
Actually, it's not really a start. I work at a startup, but I started my own startup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
But
that's
for yeah. So for me personally, like if you ask me like, which one is better or which one is like preferable, like there's not a yes or no questions. Like there's have like a pros and cons and trade-off usually. So maybe like in the traditional types of companies and startup companies, in startup companies, you will do a lot of stuff. You will experience more of things, and because you experience more of things, you can learn more, and also the salary is also more sometimes.
Because you are asked to do more.
Yeah, because you're asked to do more. And then and on the learning perspective, on the startup basis, like you will able to learn more stuff in the general way. I mean, like you maybe like, even though I'm a software engineer, sometimes I also need to like handle the social media. Sometimes during that time, I also need to handle the operation work, the day-to-day basis, instead of just standing in front of my laptop doing if else or for loops.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in startup company, actually, usually you can explore yourself more, gitu ya.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of opportunities because sometimes you have to handle, for example, the front end programming and then back end, again marketing even.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the startup companies that I need to handle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then.
On the other side, like for the corporate companies, like they have a better stability, better job job descriptions.
Yeah.
In this types of companies, usually because you are work in the specific types of job specs, then you will able to expand yourself more into a specialist. So let's say if you're maybe on the front end or back end, you can focus more on your spatial type of skill set, like back end, maybe like working on the Spring, and then maybe like improve yourself to optimize the algorithm and this kind of things. This kind of learning is the one that's provided by the corporate types of companies. So it's matter of us which kind of things that you want to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew. I would like also to ask the same question to Kevin. Since Kevin starting his career life in Oracle, we know that Oracle is a big corporate, a big company. So may us know the reason why did you choose Oracle Indonesia? When you first do the job application.
All right, I think it's more like the job description at the time suits me. I can see myself doing the job that were being offered to me at the time. So so I thought, why not? I'm trying in here because anyway, Oracle is a big company, as you said. So yeah. So but then, in terms of if you're asking, if you're talking about like a comparison between the big company to a startup, especially if you are talking about a small startup, right? Not like talking about Tokopedia, because Tokopedia is basically a big company already, right? So like the stability, yes, is true, because especially if we take example from the past 2 years, because of this pandemic situation, especially a lot of company, especially medium to low one, is being impacted quite a lot. Some survive, some not, maybe. So maybe, for example, I heard from my friends that working in some startup company, they need to have a layoff just because of the pandemic situation is getting longer and longer. So it could be like a 40% of their team members. So for example, if they have 200% in the team, it can be like 80% being fired just because of this situation. So yeah, in big company, yes, it's more stable and it could survive better. Not all big companies the same. But in general, yes, it provides more stability in unnatural circumstances. So, but then if you're talking about salary and all, yeah, I heard there's a lot of feedback that saying that startup giving more bigger compensation to the employee, right? But then you need to take a look at not only the number of annual salary that you get, but more on the overall benefits that you get when you apply to the job itself. For example, like did you get the access to the training? Did you get access to the other insurance, or maybe other benefits that could be, for example, like the expenses. Let's say if you are traveling from place to place, did you get the benefit in that manner? Or maybe it's more on like if you are doing a business trip, is it all being covered, or you need to pay for yourself, something like that. So a lot of more benefits in the background that not really stated in your payslip. So you need to consider that when you are applying for a job as well. So yeah, and not to mention like in a big company, of course, when you are doing your job, the support from the back is really good, I would say, because taking example from Oracle, the support from the community, it means like when you are facing a problem, we have some problem that you need to solve in your projects, right? You can take help from the global support actually. So the people from US, Europe, all around the world will be able to connect with you and maybe provide you with a solution from their based on their experience. So yeah, I think the support is a plus point also. So that's one thing to consider when you are applying for a big company, especially. Yep. Hearing.
Yeah. Thank you, Kak Kevin, for the insight. And now I would like to ask questions again to Kak Andrew ya, Kak Andrew. Okay, Kak Andrew, if there are students here who wants to apply for a job abroad because you are currently working in Alipay, yeah, Singapore. So is there any specific requirement that they have to accomplish to be able to accept it in a company abroad based on your experience?
Actually, it depends on the countries itself. Like, first of all, yeah, you have to bring your skill set. What is your selling points? Like, how can the company get differentiate you and also the other job seekers in the local market as well. And as for us, yeah, the competition is pretty fierce as well. So we need to prepare ourselves. But above those kind of things, another prerequisite things that we need to do some research is about the local regulations as well. Like maybe like some of the countries, they have specific rules to work in their country, to work in their countries. For example, maybe like in country A, there is a specific score that you need to pass. Like you have to be at least a bachelor degrees, maybe in master degrees, or maybe you have to work at least 2 years or 3 years. Yeah, if all this kind of regulation itself is based on the countries as well. So yeah, as somebody who wants to work abroad, we also need to take this kind of consideration as well, like all this kind of prerequisite rules on top of your personal qualifications. Yeah.
Okay, talking about taking job abroad, yeah. So you were also global class students.
Yep.
So you also did a compulsory study abroad at the time you went to Beijing, BIT,
Yeah.
Beijing Institute of
Yeah.
Technology. So was your study abroad experience, did it affect, I mean, when you do the job application, did it give a big impact on your job application to Alipay, your experience while doing studying abroad?
Actually, yeah, it's one of the qualifications that can, like, one of your selling points. But the thing is, just like what I said before, right? We have need to prepare a lot of weapons in the battlefield.
Yeah.
So it's one of the weapons, but it's not the big one actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a big one. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at least you have those kind of weapons, one of the selling points.
Okay, so Andrew, can you please tell us your story about your study abroad experience? Because I know that after you completed your study abroad, you got opportunity to do your internship, yeah, in Alipay. So what did you do at the time that finally you got the opportunity to get into Alipay Indonesia as an intern there? So can you please share your experience about that to all of the students here?
Actually, one of the things that I keep saying during that time is like what kind of things that I can provide better with all my friends as well. So I mean, like, during that time, when I was studying in the BIT as well, I usually join like several of the activities in that area. Like for example, Beijing is a big country. It's like the capital cities of China, and China is the growing markets. So like almost every week, because we live in the areas full of like tech district. During that time, my university is BIT, right? So it's close to Beijing University and Tsinghua University, and that district is one of the most tech-driven district ever. And most likely, like every week, not every week, but several times of the week, several times of the months, they usually hold meetings, meetups, hackathons, and this kind of events. So I participated in this kind of events. And also, like, luckily, on the first try, of course, when I joined the hackathon, I definitely lose. Everybody kept saying blah 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 blah. Oh my god, I don't understand the thing. Yeah, but the thing is, because of this kind of things, then I feel challenged. How come I've been defeated by this kind of things? I need to improve myself as well. So this is like a personal drive to overcome my defeat. So I keep trying, and suddenly after some times, I fought with several of my friends. We create like some sort of teams, and luckily on one occasion, one of the hackathons, we were awarded for the best presentations during that time. Yeah, and because of this, like like before and after I finished my study abroad there, I keep joining this kind of events and stuff like competitions and also this kind of things, and because of this, I can because during that time in the hackathon itself, you have to solve like difficult issues with simple solutions and explainable solutions. So we try to like summarize all simple stuff, difficult detail stuff into a most understandable things toward the judges. So all of these kind of things has taught me like how to summarize myself as well. Like how can I sell myself? Like what kind of things that I need to show to the employees and also the companies that I have this kind of qualifications. I have this kind of things, and this is all my weapons that I can help to support the companies to grow. Yeah. So yeah, after I have this kind of things, then I try to submit my CV to several companies, and luckily one of them jobs fits my interests, like the deep tech and those kind of things. And luckily they accepted me for the jobs.
Okay, thank you, Kak Andrew, for sharing your experience during the study abroad. So for all the students, we are now entering the Q&A session. So if you have questions, you can type your questions in the chat box, or if you want to ask the question directly to the speaker, you can also raise your hand. Yeah. Okay, I hope
can
that
I see the students that raising their hands?
I will ask the staff to see who. Usually it will raise in the top list of the participants, the one who raised their hands. Okay, any questions? Anyone? Okay, so while waiting for the questions, ya, kakak-kakak semuanya, I also want Kak Doni, can you please tell us your story, because you also did study abroad to Inha University, right, at the time. So can you please tell us your story during your study abroad there? What did you learn there? And did those study abroad experience give you impact in your job application later on after you graduate?
Yes. not only for job, but for also, how can I say, friendship, I guess. I mean, like Korea, I studied in South Korea, and I saw the future there actually. Like for example, it was very norak when I get there, when I saw like people on the buses, they downloaded apps like several megabytes, but in 1 second. It was a luxury for us back then. I mean, we still use BlackBerry at that time. Do you guys even use BlackBerry? I don't think so. Yeah. So like being in another country actually opened up my mind. First about the technology, about the culture, and also about the education system. What I really like about education system there is that everything there is kind of trying to stretch the student capacity. I mean, they always give project very challenging, and it's kind of competitive there. I mean, I mean competitive is like if you are the like bottom 10%, then you fail in that subject. So it's pretty much like they are trying to shape their people to become more persevere in achieving that they want to achieve, pretty much like that. But however, what I really like there as well is like the ecosystem, the education where like all of the lecturer is pretty much they have their office. So if we have questions about some subjects, then we can probably email first. Then they can like teach us personally in his or her room, pretty much like that. But it's but my highlight, it would be more and whenever there is a diversity in culture, I could learn more about how to treat other people. I mean, my social skill improve, I'd say, which is very important. And I see this is as an investment as well, because I could learn a Korean language at that time. I don't watch Korean drama, but I can speak Korean. And it's very interesting. I mean, like if you have friend, and if you can speak their language, it's kind of very much finding the common ground very fast. So if you have a business occasion, then it will be easier for you to strike a deal. Actually, I believe that if you want to be formal, then using English is fine. But if you want to win their heart, you have to speak their language.
Hey, thank you, Kak Doni. So
I still remember early days that I would like to learn Mandarin from Kevin Sinatra.
Oh, Kak Kevin, you can speak Mandarin?
Yeah, but I mean in the daily language, daily conversation, yes.
Oh, okay. Kak Andrew also can speak Mandarin, yeah? I heard, yeah?
Totally no.
Because you are working in Alipay in China,
Yeah.
no?
I couldn't speak Chinese 3 years ago. Then I challenged myself to learn Chinese.
But it was very difficult, right? So I also took my master's degree in China. I spent 2 years there, but I couldn't speak Chinese at all until now. Only ni hao, ma ni hao, something like that.
Only cepat.
It's very good language for when ordering food, is it?
Yeah.
这个多少钱? Okay. So, wow. Why no one asks questions? Don't you have questions, guys?
Ada tuh.
Ada?
Ada dari
Okay.
Filipus Saltana.
Wait. Oh, Guardian Philippus. For Kak Doni, from your experience, what is like the green thing in CV? Like when you see this, it will go to the interview.
Okay. First one is a decent amount of GPA. I mean, it doesn't have to be 4. I think
what
3
is
is enough.
Decent amount, Kak Doni?
Sorry?
I also want to ask, because I also want to ask you the standard actually, because you mentioned about the standard GPA standard. So what is usually the standard of the GPA that can be accepted for the interview?
If I'm being compared between people with super high GPA but no experience in other aspect, but there is a candidate with less GPA but with more various organization, I definitely choose the second one. However, if there is a high GPA and active in any other things, then of course that is.
Okay. So what is the minimum GPA usually?
I usually take probably around 3.25.
3.25. Okay.
But again, it's not like hard. Even though he has 3, but he managed to co-found a new UKM, is it? Student activities. Yeah. They managed to go as a representative in like how can I say campus inter university activity, student exchange. Yeah. Then it's worth to explore as well, Because in the end, as we more explore in life, we will gain more wisdom and we can more excel in whatever we do.
Okay, thank you, Kak Doni. So we have another question from Muhammad Faisal. What are the actions that we can do or partake now to improve our hard and soft skill in the near future? Siapa ya yang jawab? Kak Kevin, can you please help to answer that?
For that, right? The immediate action, of course, soft skill. It's pretty much clear. Just join an organization. You'll find a lot of problem inside the organization, and you will learn how to solve it. So it will basically train your soft skill, how you bargain about stuff with the team member, how you approach the problem in your point of view, and also try to understand how your team member or your organization member is seeing that the problem from their point of view. So in there, you'll try to learn their understanding and also try to find a common ground where you can have like a win-win solution for the problem itself. While for the hard skill, right? I think, you pretty much you need to study, of course, either by yourself or try to find your peers who is expert in the problem that you want to solve or the material that you want to learn about, right? And also the third thing, probably you can contact how you can join to the mentorship program to be a mentee, something like that. So you will get a mentor to be your guide, right?
Okay. I also have one more question. So currently, actually, BINUS is encouraging their students to get professional certification. So do you think, is it really important to have professional certification? Does it really affect or impact the job application later on when we graduated?
Yeah, I think I think it does. Sorry, I think it does. Especially if you're already like you want to specialize in certain technology, right? For example, if you are talking about network, then you maybe want to have a certification in Cisco, something like that. It definitely will be a plus point for you when you have a professional certification for that. So the employer will already know that you have some sort of knowledge to some certain stage. So it will be a plus point compared to other applicants.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kak Kevin. So now the next question
Iren, I would like to add, may I?
Yeah, sure.
So we discussed about hard skill, like, all right. So I would like to share my knowledge in this part. So so I took online course about learning how to learn.
Okay,
so
learning.
It's like learning how to learn. Very interesting, right? It's like the foundation of how to learn. If you like to grow hard skill, the best way is to keep challenging yourself. Pretty much like this. If we keep doing of what we can do, it won't add any value. But if we eager to challenge difficult problems, that will make us grow. It's pretty much like this. We know muscle, right? I mean, if we work out, our muscle will get bigger. Why? Because our muscle, the cell of our muscle will adapt to the challenge. Do you think that brain is also made of cells that can grow?
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like that. And we are built to grow. If the challenge that we are facing really challenging for us, it will create adaptability for our brain so that whenever we face pretty much similar problem, we know the thought process to get there. And that's what really matters in life.
Okay. Thank you, Kak Doni. Yeah. So we move to the next question, Kakak. So the next question coming from Vanessa Sunjaya. So during the pandemic, or is related to the pandemic situation, we are getting less and less chance to meet people, sometimes to the point of being burned out because of only meeting in Zoom. So what are some tips for our students to keep being productive and avoid burnout? Also, what should we do if we feel burnout? Andrew, can you please help to answer?
Actually, in most of the cases, we always feel burnout because of overwork and also all of these kind of meetings actually. But for me personally, sometimes if I really feel like really tired and really burnt out, I tend to like at least give myself a bit rest. Because the thing is, we will always know that the works is never finished. But
Yep.
I mean, like, but at least what we can do is we can try to relax ourselves. Think that think that how can we, I mean, like, how can we think to do everything more productively? I mean, like, take a bit relief. Think how can we do things more effective or something.
Okay.
And because if we, I mean, like, if we do, I mean, like, if we can think about how can we do it better for the next time, I think we can reduce the chances that we're going to get burned out.
Okay.
So yeah, take a rest a bit and think about how can we do it better next time.
Okay, Kak Andrew. So for Kak Doni and Kak Kevin, do you want to add up something?
I think I would like to add something. So it's not related to probably the study or the meetings, but I think it's good to take a step back from your routine and have some time for yourself. So it's like you're pampering or rewarding yourself for whatever study or work that you are doing. So just like take some time to relax a bit, do whatever you love. Like if you like to watching movies, then just watch movies. If you like to play games, just play games, and do some physical activity if anytime possible. Maybe you can do a small workout indoors, right? Because currently we can't go outside. So yeah, I think it's good to have a time for ourselves, relax, and just do a bit physical exercise. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kak Kevin. Kak Doni, you want to add up something?
I think it's all covered up by Kevin.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like understand what we need. Like burnout is like the manifestation of something underlying issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is no silver bullet, but pretty much like like I always say there's no silver bullet. I think as I grow up, it really depends on its situation. So we understand ourselves more. Right? It's not like dictating, hey, you should do this, but all right, what's best for me? Pretty much like that.
Okay, thank you. The next question, I think I want to ask it to Kak Doni. Kak Doni, what is more important, experience and organization or certification?
It depends. First, the industry. What is the industry all about? Like it is. I think this is what I explained. For example, I'm a coach. I'm a professional coach. If you want to really pursue that one, definitely certification is important. Why? Because there are out there people who claim themselves as coach, but are they certified? No. So it really depends on the industry.
Okay.
If you're a nutritionist, if you want to be nutritionist, right? Then of course you need to be certified. If you're talking about IT, then it really depends on the company, because like nowadays you're talking about nowadays, it's more like what I shared earlier. Hard skill is something that you can do like in the office. Sometimes it's just a customized thing. What companies needs is pretty much more like the thought process. So instead of the language, but probably like the algorithm itself, the structured thinking. So in order to answer that one, it really depends. It really depends as well. What do you do in the organization? Are you just registered, got the certificate, but you didn't do anything? It doesn't count. Because your experience in organization actually will be revealed during the interview. How you communicate, how you, when there is a case study and the structured thinking is shown there, what you do during the organization. No silver bullet. It really depends what you do in the organization and the company, the industry.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Oh yeah,
Karen, I think I would just a little bit. So back to the breaking the routine, right? Other than that, probably it is also a bit related to the previous questions about the certifications. So actually, up there, there's a lot of university abroad, like for example, Harvard, and I forget it. They are providing a free course of certificate, right? So actually, you can, as a student, if you have spare time, you can try to research for that and try to get a certification from abroad university to get like a full professional certificate. Some is free, some is like you need to pay some amount of money. So I think how cool is that if you get a certification for like a top-notch university, right? Something like that. So yeah.
Okay.
I would like to add.
Okay.
This is very important because I think it's pretty. What I would like to highlight is not the certificate, guys, but the wisdom that you get from that course. I mean, I can get certificate 100 if I want to. I just turn on the Coursera and just leave it.
Yeah.
And I search the cheat sheet, the internet, people are sharing it. So it's not about the certificate, but what is the wisdom that you get from attending that course? That's what matters. Right, Kevin? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Because certificate is just something on paper. In the interview, the interviewer will ask you more. Yeah, right. Okay, then. Thank you. And now we have questions for Kak Andrew. Kak Andrew from who many? Kak Andrew, I'm actually looking for opportunity abroad right now, but I don't think it's easy for a fresh graduate because we also need to compete with the locals. Like for example, in Singapore, we also need to compete with US and NTU graduates. Yeah, correct. Are there any tips? How can we compete with them? Kak Andrew?
Actually, just be yourself though. But I mean, like, just be yourself. But the thing is, you also need, I mean, like in the battlefield itself, this is a market-based competitions, right? So we also need to know like what are the current market's needs, like what kind of the things that the companies in that specific countries like Singapore is looking for. Maybe they're looking for somebody who is like focus on the back end or Spring or something, Java based with a strong background of technical skills required. And I mean, like if we can try to set our standard into this kind of levels, it's one of the things that we can try to sell them. But the thing is, after we reach to this milestone, we're going to narrow down the whole thing again into a next level. Let's say from among like 300 graduates, like only 10 of them knows how to use this. Then we also need to do some market research, I mean the competition research with the other 10%. What is the differentiator between you and the other kids as well? So yeah, maybe like to support the other theories, I mean the other speakers as well, that maybe they can get certifications and also like other like abroad studies and also other kind of things that might make your CV more appealing. But still, improve yourself, grow yourself. It's a marathon that we're going to run for. Yeah, maybe other speakers also want to add some additional tips as well, because this is a general question as well. It's matters of competitions.
Yeah, Kak Doni, Kak Kevin, anything want to add up? No.
I know it might not be relevant for me because I'm still like where I work now is very local, but I believe in this one. If it's about timing. We might not be able to compete now, like probably they are closer, pretty much like that. But during our work, we can prove ourselves. So, for example, if we have the opportunity, if we want to work abroad, but we're competing with other top universities, well, I'm not denying that probably they're good, but just because we are like from Indonesia doesn't mean that we cannot excel, guys. Like for example, where I work, he's BINUSian as well, but he managed to lead this this awesome tech company, right?
Yep.
So what I'm trying to say is just whatever that you want to achieve there, the time might be not now, but maybe in the future. But back on the circle of influence, focus on what you can do and do it excellent. Pretty much like, again, CV is a continuous progress. So whatever you do, you can put it in the CV, just make it excellent so that it can be like up to the international standard. I think that's what I would share.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kak Doni. So probably this is the last question, yeah, because we have a very limited time right now. It's already almost 12. So it's question from Ramadan Zain. Do we have to actually structure the CV due to certain job description that we are going to apply? For example, when we have experience in web development, organization experience in media design, another experience in automated testing, abroad in game design and UI UX, those experiences may contradict the skill that are needed. Does it affect the CV impression? Kak siapa ya? Kak Kevin, probably.
Short answer, yes, of course. So basically, there's a tips actually, because for some company or for some recruiter, they tend to have like hundreds or maybe if not thousands of applicants in some sort of period, right? So they need to review each one of them, and they have only like a small amount of allocated time for like have a first impression of your CV, right? So your first half page of the first your resume is really important. You need to like arrange it in such a way that you can catch the observer's attentions by the first maybe 10 to 15 seconds, right? So it will diverse depending on your on the job description that you are applying for. For example, if you are applying for like a front-end application, then you need to probably put the front-end qualification on top, so they can notice it first before they can this is the person that probably I'm interested in, so I can dig more, so they can go to your second page, third page, or all your resume description. So the first half page is really important on how you craft it, I believe. So you take your time, try to maybe make a draft version of it, and then craft it to be better and better. Maybe you can give it to your friends to maybe you take a stopwatch to try to time them how well they can catch the informations from the first 10 seconds compared to the job description that you want to apply for. Yeah.
I would like to add.
Yeah.
It's called elevator pitch.
What is that, Kak Doni?
I love that one.
Yeah. Busy people, usually they meet only in elevator.
Oh, yeah.
What does it mean? So if you would like to propose something, you need to make it apa ya, menjual in less than 1 minute in elevator. But in CV, it's pretty much like what Kevin mentioned. Highlight the most challenging or your greatest achievement like on the top.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really, if you're really like excellent at part, then the rest will be like, okay, I'm really curious about this guy, and I'll read. But if the first half is not impressive, then that's meh, pretty much like that. So I think yes, it's good that you asked this question, because you are aware of the importance of CV here. But answering your question, yes, just put relevant relevant things in the CV. For example, probably I have 100 certificates. No, I exaggerated. I think 30 certificates from BINUS.
Yeah.
Including like unnecessary stuff, pretty much like photography. Well, I'm not going to photography, but I have the certificate. I didn't put it. In fact, like I keep my CV maximum 2 pages. It's very maximum. I'm trying to make it 1, so I remove which one is not really highlighted what really I remove what don't really matters to the CV.
So you don't have to put everything actually to your CV, yeah?
Okay, statistically speaking, so there are thousands of applicants.
Yeah.
And like the HR team won't read all of them, right? I mean, they will just skim.
Okay.
So just highlight what is really important. So just like understand the concept of elevator speech, and you know what to say, pretty much like that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kak Doni. Kak Andrew, do you want to add up something? You still mute, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, for me, just to highlight the previous speakers as well. Yeah, try to highlight your own skill on the CV itself. Like what is your selling point? What is like what is your don't put the photography certificates for the for the tech CV, right? Because sometimes I also see this kind of CVs.
Okay.
Yeah, they put the dancing certificate inside the programming job applications. Oh my god. Are we hiring a dancer right now? No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep everything that's relevant to the jobs and highlight it for the best thing that you want to sell.
Okay, so I know why students asking these questions, because some of the students, they believe that probably the HR, they will scam the CV based on the thickness of the CV, I think.
No,
so usually
that's wrong.
They add everything to their CV. They put all the certificates there. So it's not true, yeah, Kak, yeah?
Yeah, this actually I would like to add this one. Like the highlight is not like echoing what Andrew mentioned. Yes, the skill, but I would like to add what is your achievement in that specific area. So that's why organization is important, because you can share interesting stories there.
Yeah,
if you're good in mathematics, for example, you get A in calculus, then yeah, I got A in calculus. That that. But if, for example, I'll take my example. Okay, I co-founded the cybersecurity community, and I managed to get 100 members. I coordinated with the rector and also the dean of computer science to build this one. Interesting story to tell.
Okay, thank you, Kak Doni, Kak Andrew, and Kak Kevin for the very insightful knowledge, that have been shared today. So, Kakak, as I mentioned previously, we will share, we will give several prizes to 3 lucky students who have asked a question before. So, can please each of you choose one student that have given that have asked a best question so far. So we will give 200,000 e-money voucher to them. So probably starting from Kak Andrew. Who has asked the best question so far, do you think, Kak Andrew?
I think the one from Ramadan Zain is one of the things, one of the best questions.
Ramadan Zain. Okay, thank you, Ramadan Zain. Congratulations. Can you please spotlight Bu Feli? Spotlight Zain. And Kak Doni?
I would say Clarissa Arifin.
Oh, Clarissa. Okay, Clarissa. Hello.
It's your ambition.
Okay, so from Kak Kevin?
I think I'll pick Vanessa Sunjaya.
Vanessa Sunjaya. Okay, then. So for all those winners, congratulations. We are going to take a picture together. Can you please turn on your camera? Okay, hello, Clarissa, Vanessa, and Zain. Okay, Bu Feli or Bu Seruni, can you please help to take a picture of us? Okay. Sure. Okay, then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the questions. And lastly, one of our speaker, Kak Doni, will give something. We'll give another prize to another lucky participant. So, Kak Doni, I think the time is yours now.
All right, thank you, Iren. All right, guys. So I mentioned earlier that life is a journey, right? I mean, as time goes by, I think we discovered something. Oh, this is into me. I'm challenging myself to become a coach, and I have been certified with Coaching Indonesia, like what introduced. And I would like to give the opportunity for you to get a free coaching session from me for 3 winners. How to participate? It's easy. So because coaching is a very serious thing, so I don't want people to take it for granted. So I would like to put some effort for you, but it's not that challenging though. I mean, you just need to fill this form. Pretty much what I would like to highlight is, why do you want to be coach, or what is your aspiration? Pretty much there. Because well, I have limited time, I cannot serve all of you 200 people here. It will be, well, I need my personal time as well. But I'm giving my best, because yeah, it's like I'm giving back to the society, like, yeah, pretty much like that. Because I believe that you guys have potential for your future. You're the next Andrew, you're the next Kevin, you're the next me, you're the next Iren, you're the next Miss Greta. So I believe like coaching is one of the ways to get there. So yeah, feel free to actually it's pretty straightforward. Just fill the form, put it like an essay for you, so that I know what to decide. I think the announcement is also in the form there, like the deadline when to fill, and also the announcement. That's it, Ira.
Is it free, Kak Doni?
Yes, it's free coaching for you guys, for the lucky ones.
Okay, then. So it's a very good opportunity, guys. Yeah. So make sure to fill in the form, yeah. So I will also share the form link in your line group later on. So the deadline is not today, kan, Kak Doni?
No.
Okay.
I think it's Monday, if not mistaken.
Oh, okay then. You still have time to prepare your essay. Yeah, so make sure to not to take this opportunity. Okay, then I think that's all for our event today. Thank you very much for all the speakers, for your time, for your insightful information to us. So before we end the session, we will have a group photo together. Group photo together. Can Bu Seruni or Bu Feli please help us to take a picture together? Probably you have to remove all the spotlights, yeah.
Spotlight. Yeah, I think. Okay, so all students,
please turn on your camera.
Oh, we've got 9 pages actually, so should be patient for everyone. Okay,
hold your smile.
Yes. The first page. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Yes, that's okay, Aldorino. And then the second page. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Third. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3. And the rest. Okay. Okay, Miss Iren.
So lastly, before you leave the meeting, guys, make sure to fill in the questionnaire feedback, the feedback questionnaire. Bu Feli, can you please help to show it? Yeah, you can scan the barcode and give your feedback through the link, the form that was given in the presentation. And after that, you may leave the Zoom meeting. So, and also, lastly, can all of you please unmute your audio and say thank you all the speakers for today information, or thank you lah, say thank you lah. Thank you all. Thank you, Kakak-kakak.
Thank you.
Thank you for the session.
Thank you for having us. Miss Kira, Miss Ira.
Open lens.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Kopun akrab.
Okay. Yeah, thank you Kak Kevin, Kak Doni, Kak Andrew ya Kak for joining us today. Jangan kapok-kapok ya kakak-kakak. I hope that you can share again your experience later on in our next event ya di Global Class. Okay, then I think that's all. Guys, thank you for today and see you in the next Global Class Career Talk. Yeah, bye-bye everyone. Make sure to fill in the feedback questionnaire first, yeah, before leaving the Zoom meeting.
Okay, Miss.
And see you in the coaching session for the lucky, I'm not saying the lucky, for the most
chosen,
the ambitious one, and shows the seriousness in achieving the goal.
So how many students
3
will you choose? Oh, three students. Okay then. Okay.
Right. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye kakak. Kakak semuanya. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.